This Creative Society project was born by the initiative of the people themselves. After we carried out many social surveys, interviews, conferences, and well, we talked to many people really all over the world. These 8 foundations of the Creative Society is the result of the desire, the demand of the people themselves, because they talk about it. They tell us how they want to live, where, in what world, in what kind of society they want to live, what values are the most important for them. And after analyzing everything, we understand that yes, there are these 8 foundations that now we can share with everybody. It is a complex of values of each person in this world.
Hello, dear viewers, and greetings from Allatra TV Africa. As a continuation of our friendly broadcast on Creative Society, we conduct roundtables to discuss the implementations of the Creative Society. The Creative Society is a unique global project by people themselves to unite the whole humanity. Our goal is to change the consumerist format of our society and to build a society of our dream, the Creative Society. To learn more about the Creative Society project, please visit Allatraunites.com. And if you would like to participate or share any constructive ideas, please email us at info@allatraunites.com. My name is Olga and my co-hosts today, Kanu and Evelina.
Thank you, Olga, and greetings, dear friends. It is interesting that we are having this discussion today, this friendly chat, to discuss creative society in Africa. There is no doubt that there is no one who doesn't want to live in a society where he can be happy and then also feel comfort and then have all the necessary things he or she needs in life. Everyone wants to live in a secure and safe society, a stable society where they are confident of the future. So in our programs, we promote awareness about our responsibility in building the creative society in stages, but also through peaceful means. Evelina?
Oh, yes. Hello, dear viewers. Today we're going to share the vision of our friends who are here today with us. So we have Shalom Adedeji from Nigeria. She's an online content writer. Kenneth Gagakuma from Ghana studied archaeology, but his major area are economics, logistics, and supply chain management. His Royal Highness, the Prince of Igbo Akam Empire, an ancient African ancestral line, J.J. Robinson from Gambia, he is the founder of Internet Village, an ambassador of Global Citizen, chairman of Saint Foundation Global, a graduate of the University of the Universal God, and the professor with African Indigenous Education. So, dear friends, thank you for joining us. Dear viewers, you're really welcome to comment during our broadcast and share your vision on the topic of our discussion. Welcome, dear friends, and thank you for accepting our invitation. Let's talk about building the creative society that needs everyone on board. Olga?
Thank you, Evelina. Thank you, Kanu, for such a great introduction of our guests. Hello, everyone. And let me tell you a little bit about Creative Society project. I'd like to mention that Creative Society is a common goal around which people from all over the world unite. It's a new vector of development anchored on 8 foundations of Creative Society as a real solution for our civilization. I'd like to mention the conference that just happened recently on March 20th, 2021, when it united millions of people around the world. And we understood that we can create a peaceful, we have all the possibility to create the peaceful and safe life for absolutely everyone. And the online conference, The Creative Society What the Prophets Dreamt of, was simultaneously translated by volunteers into more than 45 languages, as well as into sign language. And it was broadcasted on thousands of platforms, radio stations, podcasts, social networks, TV stations, websites, and many other internet resources. And I invite everyone to view this conference. This was the day the prophets spoke of, the day when everyone heard the call in their own language, the call to stop violence and follow the call of their heart. I would like to, before we start, I would like to offer everyone a trailer about the conference.
Amazing, Don. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so grateful to be part of this Creative Society program. Thank you, guys. Let's keep doing this until we unite mankind.
It was a humbling and exciting and inspiring experience to all of us. We want this world to be a better place. We want to leave this world better than when we found it.
I'm honored and I'm flattered just getting to know the idea of this conference and just watching how diverse it was, and understanding that how God is love and how we can love each other equally.
In total, I have heard, I've listened, and I've understood from the people around the world the way people actually pour their heart out. And it was so phenomenal to see people from different religions but talking almost the same language.
I'm totally inspired and motivated by what I received from the conference on the power of love and the role each one of us plays to build it.
This is a very beautiful moment I'm sharing, that all volunteers all across the globe, we want happiness, we want peaceful life, we want togetherness, we want a life where everyone should live in peace
and truth, purified from false. People will be able to understand their religion truly,
who watched it and accepted the truth. I think we will succeed in everything. I believe it.
The importance of the Creative Society, as I understand it, is to implement all the good qualities of a person.
Such freedom of spirit, such unification of people, such an example of what people who feel the need and strive for the freedom can do. Feel the need for this unification because they understand that these are such times that we simply have no other option. And besides, it is a need, the need of every heart.
Thank you so much. Thank you for showing us this beautiful trailer about the conference. And thank you again, everyone, for joining us today. And my first question is, how important do you think was the topic raised at this conference? And what was this conference for you? If anyone would like to share. JJ, I know you participated in the conference. Maybe you want to start.
Well, I must commend you, Olga, and the participants, the crew members that made this possible. This is fantastic in the sense that it is well organized, the message was all over, and the message is simple, is one. Is advocating the dreams of the prophet advocating the way human beings should live, advocating the beautiful things of this world for everyone, advocating the demolishment of the consumer society and replacing it with the creative society where every human dignified, where every human has every common amenity to live. You know, I don't know why this world is fueling poverty instead of prosperity, fueling anger instead of love. You know, so I'm grateful that I was part, and the message was very clear, and the whole world got this message clear, and hopefully we'll continue striving till we get to the final destination of having the creative society implemented all over the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, very important words. And I would like to ask our another guest the same question. What is the creative society for you, and what do you think about the conference? What do you think we should do to continue going into that direction to our dream creative society? And any other thoughts you have, you're really welcome to share with us. Maybe Kenneth can share his vision.
Yep, of course, I have to add something to that. And it was a defining moment. That the conference was truly a defining moment for all of humanity, for all of believers. It was such a defining moment. It was on the day that, for me personally, creative society was divine. In the light it was defined in the light of spirituality, for what it truly is and for what it truly stands for. Because I have always understood ever since I had opportunity to hear about the Allatra knowledge, and then to come to terms or to come to understand what the creative society really stands for. I felt always that for the creative society to be fully established, for it to really be able to fulfill, or for it to really be able to be established in a manner that we want it really to be, to get the success out of it completely. It was so important that the spiritual link was made clear for all to know and really understand that its foundation is based on spirituality. That is the true essence of a human being, the purity that is in a human. And on that day, this was made completely clear. The humaneness, that part of a human that is made of pure love and pure light, that part of a human that stands for only goodness, that is associated to all of religions, that every religion relates to, all that we know from the traditional ones to all that are even springing up in these modern times. They all speak about humaneness. They all speak about love and kindness and mutual respect for one another. This is the foundation of it all. And so for me, on that day, a creative society, what the prophets dreamed of, it did justice to creative society. It did justice to the message a creative society is carrying, and then again gave me a deeper understanding of why, for those who watch every video with the participation of our dearest Igor Mikhailovich Danilov, would understand that he signs off in every video with friends or guys. let us love. Let us learn to love and respect each other. He always signs off in every video in this way. Then I kept wondering, why are we being encouraged always after every video to learn how to love and respect each other? It is because without it, there cannot be a creative society. And for us to understand how, or for us to understand the concept of love, or learning to love and really mutually respect each other, it finds its way deeply into our religious roots, where on that day of the conference, it was made clear for all to see that in religion, the prophets, almost all the prophets, spoke about one thing: love and unity and respect for each other. So that for me was it for me. It was a great conference, and that's a little I can add to it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kenneth. That was a great summary of perception of that conference that day. But if you don't mind, Kenneth, I will still stay with you. Could you share with us, because it's one thing to talk about creative society. Some of us are just learning about it or hearing it for the first time. Perhaps if you would share with us what this creative society is, how do you envision it? How do you envision that society that the prophets dreamt of?
Is this question for me, please?
Yes, please, Kenneth.
Okay. How do I envision the creative society? For me, the creative society is a world or a society where humanity matures, learns how to love and sincerely respect each other. When I came to fully, as I gradually, I best put it this way, as I gradually grow little by little, as I gradually mature little by little to understand what love truly is and what mutual or sincere respect truly is. And it completely changes and redefines everything that I stand for. And to envision a society where everybody, every soul is striving, learning to love and sincerely respect each other, it's a society where one can only find joy, happiness, and true bliss. A society where if love, mutual respect reigns in a society, then this is a society where help comes out easily, assistance comes out easily, safety is assured, no soul is harmed, nothing evil is entertained. And ever since, or as I mature personally in understanding understanding what true love is, what true respect is, and what true humaneness is, it even makes it a joy for me to envision a society where such human values reign in all of humanity. Because there is no way I can ever even decide even for a second to give my attention or invest my precious attention into entertaining anything evil about anybody. It will just not appeal to me in any way. And to envision such a society, it's a world that I wish for all of humanity. It's a world that I wish for every single personality. It's a world that I wish for every soul. All these values are inculcated in the policies and goals. All these values are inculcated in the policies and in the goals of of nations, and of industries. And if all nations, of all industries, if all organizations are moving, are living with these values, with these core values, with these core humane values, then I believe we can all imagine what a beautiful world it will be. We can all imagine what this developed world will be like. And in my in my own little way, this is how I envision a creative society. I envision it from the point where love, mutual respect, and all humane values reign in a humanity. And when I envision it in this way, I only long for such a world. And I'm only inspired and encouraged to do everything in my own little way to see to it that such a society, such a world comes into being as soon as possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kenneth. It was such an inspiring speech, and I really felt warm inside that I really hope that people will hear you, because I think that should be for every person like that. We even have, everyone knows that expression that don't do to other people what you don't want to be done to yourself. So, and I think there's much in this phrase, because I don't think if people really understand what it means, we would live really in a great world now. And of course, the basis for our prosperity in every sense, it's love and mutual respect. And now I would like to ask a similar question. What is the creative society for you, where you would live happily and be proud of, and would like to leave this kind of society to your children, future children, if you don't have some? Yes, I would like to ask this question to Shalom. Shalom, are you with us? Maybe the connection is not so good, so maybe Shalom doesn't hear us.
Shalom, could you turn on your microphone? Because your microphone is off. Okay, yes, I don't know if maybe internet problems we have, and Shalom can't speak right now.
Yeah, maybe later, because we know that sometimes the issues with the internet are quite common in this broadcast. So maybe later she will be able to speak. But as for now, let's go on. And I would like to ask the question to J.J. Robinson about the ideal work environment for him. What is that for you, where you would feel valued, loved, and safe to pursue fulfilled life in the way the true human deserves?
And maybe you can turn your camera also, because you're right now upside down. JJ, can you hear us? Your microphone is off and your camera is sideways. Okay, we have some issues today.
Hello?
Hello, hello.
Yeah, I heard my name, but
could you please turn your camera so we could look
yeah,
at you?
I've been trying
properly?
to turn my camera to align with everybody's on, but I don't know why it's not working. Except
I think you locked your screen, so even if you flip your phone, it stays vertical. So if you could unlock your screen and then turn it into landscape mode, then maybe you'll be able to do that.
Okay.
I think Shalom is back with us also. Okay, there you go.
Oh,
okay, Evelina, would you like to repeat your question to JJ?
Yes, yes, actually, I had a question to you, JJ. So what is your ideal work environment in which you would feel comfortable, safe, loved in order to pursue a fulfilled life in the way a true human being deserves?
sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
We don't hear you now.
I don't get the question.
Okay,
Yes.
now we can hear you.
Okay, one more time. I mean, what is your ideal work environment? What is that environment where you would feel safe and you would be really willing to pursue a fulfilled life?
Yeah, I think it's very simple. This is what the creative society is all about. The environment where every human is respected, has everything that they need to survive in this world. You know, the consumer society has destroyed everything. It's like there's nothing working because everything is based on the ideologies. It's like the consumer society has no empathy, has no sympathy for the human lives. So what we need to have a good environment for all human is to adapt the principles and the foundation of creative society where all human life is valued. This is number one principle. If we have that, that will be a better environment. The freedom of human, every human has freedom to decide what they want. Yes, there might be rules and regulation, which is already from the prophets, which the prophet has dreamed. You should not kill one another. You should not envy one another. When we adopt the principles of the prophet, this world will be a better place. But the consumer society has twisted everything, twisted the truth, twisted religion, twisted the words of the prophet, deceived the gullibles. So there's a lot of things to be amended in order to have a better society. And it's very simple. If we follow the 8 foundations of the creative society, we will have a better environment. The human safety, talking about transparency, openness. The government is hiding so much. The affiliation of the government, the United Nations, the diplomatic world, they're hiding so much. So there is no transparency, there is no openness, there is no truth from them. We need a proper, free information for all. And when this happens, we're having a better environment. Now, the creative ideology, which we know. So when we follow the fundamentals of the creative society, it aligns with the prophets. The difference is, let everyone worship God the way they feel, the way they want. Let it not be forced to a particular sector, because God is one. The message is one. When this freedom is given, we will have a better society. When we take away poverty, wipe away tears, then we'll begin to live the paradise on earth. Justice and equality, self-governing society where every human being has access to every basic meaning of life. Okay, let me give you some scenarios why this is possible. Everything that we consume in this world now came for free from the Almighty, the Creator, from the universe. In Africa, when you dig a certain place in the ground, you see water, you see gold, you see diamonds, you see uranium, all kind of minerals. It means it's for free. God gave this for free. Why is the consumer society grabbing everything and causing poverty and havoc and famine to the world? We can erase all that. We can erase the issue of money. No man should be able to not afford every basic amenities of life. Why are people hungry? Food is everywhere. The land is everywhere. It's for free. So we need to destroy the consumer society and let every human be seen as one and equal. Let every human be seen as one and equal. You need food? Go grab some food in the supermarket. You need car? It's there produced. Whatever we need has to be afforded without stress.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I really like that you mentioned prophets, because every time the prophet came, every time prophets were coming, they were bringing the truth without the chaff, which was added by us people, and the pure truth was brought to us as a wake-up call and as a chance for us to change something. And we can see now, looking back at our history, that we didn't really appreciate the chance we had when prophet came, or other prophets were coming. And I would like to mention that you're right, that we can change everything back, because if we were able to build such a consumer society with so much unfairness, hunger, and inequality, then we can build creative society, because it's much easier. And this is very natural for us to live in peace and being friendly to each other, and respect other people, and value the human life. This is more natural to us than to live in consumer society. So I think if we were able, like Igor Danilov said in one of his programs, that if we were able to build such a difficult, complicated consumer society, then that wouldn't be a problem for us, and it won't be that hard for us to build creative society, because this is much easier. So I don't know, I would like to ask a question to Shalom, if she's with us. Shalom, are you with us? Can you hear us?
Yes, I'm with you.
Oh, great. Great that we can hear you now. And could you please comment on the conference or creative society? What is it for you?
Yes.
I would like to hear your opinion.
I can.
Thank you.
Hi,
Yes, go ahead.
We can hear you, Shalom.
I think it's connection.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
now we can
yes, we
hear
can hear
you.
you.
Okay.
Could you describe the society in which you would like to live, the creative society? What is it for you?
Okay. The society of living, the society, there is humanity, where there is love, where each of us care for one another. I would love to live in a society where selfish ain't come before our neighbor. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes, a society with selfish interest don't come for our neighbor. Where you care life of your neighbor, like you just feel okay. This there is equity and there is equality. That's the kind of love to live in.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Oh,
And would you, yes, would you like to add something?
no, no,
Okay, okay. So as we all mentioned, and as we all mentioned in one or another way, we understand that to build creative society, we should be united by one goal. And only when we united, only in unity and with mutual understanding and respect, we can really build a society we can be proud of. And it really depends on every one of us, because even without one person, society is not complete. And let us discuss some of the current challenges in Africa, such as hunger and poverty, terrorism and emigration, and obstacles to Africa's unity. Afterwards, we will seek solutions to these problems from the 8 foundations of creative society. And Africa is the land of abundant human and mineral resources, rich agricultural lands and beautiful landscape. Just like JJ mentioned before, it's very rich in minerals. But today, Africa suffers from abject poverty, hunger, corruption, environmental pollution, and mass emigrations. Could you share with us what you think needs to be done? Who would like to start? Who would like to mention? What could be done?
I'm always available if you want me to talk.
Yes, go ahead.
The problems of this world is very simple to solve, but it's difficult to analyze because I don't know, how can I use this example? Okay, in the Bible, in the olden days, when things are not going properly, people go to war. Because, in fact, although let me not blame God, because I cannot blame God because he's not the author of confusion. God has created good and evil, which is the problem with this world. That's the bottom line. Because there is good and there is evil, so problems may never be solved. The good people are fighting the bad people, and the bad people are so powerful that they control the world. This is the truth, whether we accept it or not. So for us to have a creative society, we must understand that the good people are actually bigger than the bad people. This is what we call 99% of us. Yes, but that 1% is so powerful that they control the world. They control the economics of the world. They control the health organization of the world. They control every aspect of this world. And the 99% are the quiet, gullible. Quiet in the sense that we don't fight back. Quiet in the sense that we want goodness, so we don't want to die. Quiet in the sense that we don't want to see bloodshed. We don't want to see evil things happening, so the evil rule the good. Although the prophets have said it, the prophet have dreamed it, the prophet has prophesied it, so it's happening. So right now, it's easy, actually. Everybody claims to be good. Even the bad people say they are good people. So if you are good people, why are the people suffering? Why are you embezzling monies, billions of dollars that can feed the whole of the world? Why is Queen Elizabeth sitting on billions and trillions of gold? Why are they producing ammunition to fight war? You know, it's funny how they would have focused to fix the world instead of fighting the world. And I'm sure they are fighting the good people, because the good people only want goodness. We want goodness, we want peace, we want love, we want to enjoy. We don't want war. We don't want to see children crying from starvation, from medical implications. Sorry, we don't want to see children crying. We don't want to see children suffering from medical implications. The hospitals should be for free. There should be supermarket everywhere. Go in and take whatever you want to eat. Everything should be for free because God made it free. This is why you never seen in the history, in the Bible, Jesus carrying money.
Yes,
now,
interesting.
It's not part of the mission. People should eat for free. Jesus gave food for free. He destroyed the market. That's not the option of God. God wants things to go for free. Let people have this for free because this was given for free. So this is the consumer society destroying the creative one. So we need to keep fighting. We need to keep fighting the 1%. We need to fight. This is the truth. If we don't fight, it cannot come to pass. The 1% must understand that the 99% need freedom, need good health, need good education, need free food, need free everything. Nothing should be sold. But can that happen? Can that happen? Money is the problem of this world. That is why the Bible calls it the root to all evil. So if we can eradicate the use of money, let everything work for free, and I think we will have a creative society. Now, even if they still want to use money as a means of production, fine. The government should take care of all the businesses and provide to the citizens everything that they need to survive, and stop all the brainwashing, and stop all the deceit, and stop all the lies, and let people live a better life. I think I should give somebody a chance to comment.
Thank you so much. It was a powerful speech. Would anyone like to share also?
Before anyone else gonna share, I just want to add a little thing. Yes, it was really clear that we are 99% and there's 1% who is actually controlling everything, and that we people who are 99%, we need to fight back. That's right. But people might think, okay, we need to fight back. What are we going to do? We're going to take guns and go against this 1%. No. And that's exactly the point, that we can only fight them back by uniting. loving and respecting each other. That is the powerful fight we can ever have. Because why still? Because actually everyone can see, listening to us, guys, you are just talking about obvious things. Yes, it has always been the case, and people throughout the history, they are trying to fight back that 1%, and it never happens. Of course, it never happens because we are fighting in the wrong way. We are fighting with guns, we are fighting with bad words, we are fighting with revolutions, but it will never work out because we need to have a different kind of fight. Of course, it's fight, not real fight, but what we need to do is to unite, to at least, I don't even ask, okay, let's people not love each other, at least respect each other. That would be enough. Just respect each other and unite. And that's it.
Thank you, Evelina. And I think I want to also share that line of thought you raised. We must also understand when we use the terminology consumer society, I would want to draw a parallel from Shakespearean tragedy, if you permit me. In Shakespearean tragedy, one of the characteristics is that the hero is always tragic. That means the hero always suffers and probably also dies before the end of the story. And why is it so? When we looked at the word tragedy from the origin etymology of the word tragedia, which is a Greek word, it goes back to a certain festival, a certain belief, let me put it that way, of the Greeks, that in every human being, there are two dual nature. There is the animal nature and there is the human nature. That if we pay attention to the animal nature, then we are controlled by passion, desire, emotion, selfishness, domination, quest for profit and power and all that. And when this is so, we have the consumer society, as we could see, it is almost leading us to the verge of collapse. But if we pay attention to the human nature, that is like we are saying, the humane qualities, those moral, spiritual values, kindness, respect for each other and things like that, then we don't need to even raise any gun. We don't need to, call for any revolution. After all, we've had revolutions over the years in history, and none of these revolutions have actually paid off the way we wanted it. So it's all about evolving the human quality, so that we develop it. And then extend this. It's like somebody used this allegory of the candle, that when you light one candle, Olga brings her own candle, Shalom, JJ, Kenneth, and you, Evelina, we all bring our candle. You find that it gets brighter. And since we're talking about Africa, we have this tendency to always, and that's the question I want to ask Kenneth, there's always this tendency that we blame leadership or lack of leadership in Africa, or we blame foreign collusion, or we blame corruption and so many things for the backwardness, permit me to use that word, in Africa, for the hunger, the poverty, the terrorism, and all that we witness in Africa today. But would you share with us, Kenneth, what should be our responsibility? Is there really any dearth of leadership in Africa? What should be our individual responsibility to build in a creative society, like JJ was saying, where everybody should be happy and live secure and comfortable and have all those necessary things of life? What do you think? Where should we put the blame? On governments, on individuals? And then what should be our responsibility, each of us, in ensuring that this society comes to pass?
Okay. Thank you very much, Kanu. Thank you all for your wonderful submissions from Shalom to JJ, Olga and Evelina, including you, Kanu. Beautiful, beautiful submissions. And from the initial question regarding the state of Africa, even before I come to your question, Kanu, I start with not only is Africa endowed with enormous wealth, resources of all kinds, from gold to diamond to oil, to rich, pure agricultural land, vast agricultural land. To one cannot even comprehend the amount of land, agricultural land, fertile agricultural land available here in Africa to feed all of Africans. I will just put that somewhere for now. And then not only in this, but also Africans are also one of the most religious people in all of the world as well. So we count in almost everything. When it comes to wealth and natural resources, and then when it comes to religion, one of the most religious people are Africans. One of the most religious group of peoples are Africans. But how come yet in all of this, there is such poverty, there is such famine, there's such hunger, there is such terrible living conditions that one cannot fathom, despite all that we have? And is it a fault of our leaders? Is it the fault of our leaders? And when we talk of our leaders, starting from the president or the national leaders through to the cabinet, and then we come down to the various regional leaders, we come down to societal leaders and the chiefs, and then the chiefs and kings of the various. Is it their fault? Like you rightly asked, Kanu? Or whose fault is it? Is it a fault of the people? Whose fault is this? Who is to blame? Who is to blame for the situation Africa currently finds herself in today? And this is one thing that my brothers and I, including my sister and the family, we contemplate a lot on. And before we got initiated into this pure Allatra knowledge, it's pure truth. For lack of knowledge, we used to apportion blames. We started with blaming our colonial masters. We used to blame our colonial masters for what they took us through, for what they did to Africa through colonization. That was for lack of knowledge. We used to blame them. For lack of knowledge, after blaming them, we then blamed the greedy government officials who wanted to loot everything for themselves and their families. And then it came to that. And then one will get to notice that for lack of knowledge, that and this is the case for so many millions, hundreds of millions of people and billions of people across the world. For lack of knowledge, we keep pointing fingers, we keep blaming, we keep pointing fingers at someone else, keep trying to look for a scapegoat, someone to blame, someone to push this blame on. But then, if we'll be very honest with ourselves, today we are talking in perspective of Africa. We are looking at this from the African perspective. If we'll be very, very honest and sincere, and the path to humanity, the path to humaneness, the path to who a true human is, starts with honesty and sincerity. And if we'll be very honest with ourselves, we'll understand that from ourselves as individual beings to the very small groups that we find ourselves in, that is from the very homes, our houses, and then to the communities, to the various societies, and then to our church groups, our religious groups, to our organizational groups, our work groups, we will notice that individually, the very traits that we blame, the very negative animal traits, animalistic traits, consumerist traits, that we blame in our colonial masters, We blame in our national leaders, in our community chiefs, and all other authorities and leaderships around us. The very negative traits that we see and point fingers at and blame them for it and accuse them for it, we would humbly admit that these traits are very active in all of us. And we practice this trait from the very grassroots, individually, in our little homes, in our little families, and in our small societies and communities. We want to dominate. We want to be seen. We want to be considered more important than the other. We want to rule over the other. We want things our way. We want to be favored more. All of these negative traits that we so much hate to see in our national leaders, in our colonial masters, in our political leaders, in societal leaders, community leaders. These are very much alive in us all individually, but yet we do not see them within ourselves. We see them in other people, and then we blame it, and we focus on blaming them and accusing them, forgetting that we are promoting inequality from the grassroots, from the family, from our community, within our community. We are promoting inequality. We are promoting biasness. We are promoting hatred. We are promoting so much animosity in little doses. We are doing it because we think there is no public eye on us, or the masses are not seeing us, and so we can do it. We are promoting all of this one way or the other, and it's become a huge network. It's become a huge network, well established. That is why a neighbor cannot see eye to eye with another neighbor. That is why a neighbor cannot easily enter another neighbor's house for free and even share a meal with a neighbor. That is why a stranger cannot just walk into another person's home and even ask for water to drink. If we break it down to these very basic levels and understand them, understand the situation from these basic levels, and see how these consumerist traits have been nurtured and groomed, if we can be completely honest and sincere with ourselves and admit within ourselves individually that one way or the other we have been playing this game that the system has indoctrinated us with. We've been playing it also, not probably at a huge scale like our political leaders, but then we've been playing it from the family roots, the communal, at the community level, at the societal level, at the organizational level. We are all in it. We are doing it because in my field of work, in my organization, I want to be the only one recognized. I want to have the bigger pay, the bigger salary. I want to be the most favored. These are traits that are well ingrained in millions and billions of people. And in Africa, it is well ingrained in hundreds of millions of people as well. These are the issues. And this is where the problem is. This is where the problem stems from. It is because we have forgotten who we are as humans. We have completely forgotten who we are. Yes, the system has done a great job, and I compliment the system so well. I mean, it's not a good job; it's a very evil job. But the system has done a good job of indoctrinating humanity with so much negativity and making us forget who we are. Yes, the system has done that job. It's done its job perfectly well. That was what it was created to do, and it is only doing its job. And ever since I get to understand certain things, I've even learned not to even blame the very system itself again. I've gotten to that stage where I don't even blame the system, not to even want to blame anybody whatsoever, because the system is only doing its job. And it is time that we help together, humanity. And today, from the African perspective, we help our African brothers and sisters to understand gradually who we truly are, first and foremost. And these are points that, submissions that we've all been talking about from this point. JJ has been talking about it, Shalom and Olga and Belina as well, where it all boils back down again, including you, Kanu, boils back down again into evolving. Where this is where the evolution comes in, evolving into who we truly are. It's as simple as it sounds. It is as simple as it is, learning how to love and respect each other. We have to preach this. We have to teach this. We have to share this. We have to shout it into all the four corners of Africa, into all the four corners of the world, of the globe. That people, we need to learn. We need to begin to learn how to love and respect each other. We need to learn it because it is a process. It's very simple, but it requires enormous hard work. It requires enormous hard work to evolve into the purity of love and to be able to sincerely respect each other. It's a simple decision everybody can make, but the effort that it requires is enormous. It requires some hard work. And but first and foremost, people must understand that we have forgotten who we are. We have forgotten that we are not animals, that we are not the animal nature, that we are not consumers, that there is another side of us. There is that creative side of us that creates, that is designed to only create and create. And a consumer side, that is our animal nature, will only consume just a little. But then we are not in touch with our creative side anymore. That is our spiritual side. But many people are comfortable to hear it from the creative point of view. And this is where the creative society comes in. When people are made to understand that there is the creative side of the human, and that creative side, it's time that awareness is created about that creative side, that so much effort, time, and attention is invested into that creative side, and that creative side is nurtured in a person, and it is a person's responsibility to nurture that creative side. But then, as a group, as Allatra, as those championing the cause of spreading the creative society awareness, it is our beautiful, lovely responsibility to share this awareness with the rest of the world so that they know that, wow, there is a creative side to us. We are not just consumers. We are not just eaters, but rather we are creators. We can create. And then we nurture this in humanity and we begin to learn how to love and respect each other, evolve into learning and respecting each other. And I believe with this, Africa's situation will change. It will vanish. It will collapse. The humanity, the humaneness in us will awaken. It will rule and it will reign. And thanks to God, the 99%, and when we come to Africa, and 99% of the Africans as well have this humaneness still active somewhere. They just need to be reminded. Their attention needs to be drawn to it. They need to be this awareness needs to be created for them to know. And this is why this platform today and this conference or this roundtable is going on, to continue to create this awareness for people to realize and for Africans to realize that there is the creative side. We are not animals only. We are not consumers only. There's a creative side. We must harness it. It requires learning how to love and respect each other. And it is a gradual process. And it all requires one step, the decision. We have to make that choice. We have to make the choice in favor of learning how to love and respect. And gradually, this evil curtain will fall. Yeah, this is my little submission on this. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Yes, and we shouldn't waste time and our attention into blaming someone, into looking someone to blame. And use this time and use this attention to actually develop creativity and remember who we really are. Thank you so much, Kenneth.
Yeah, thank you. That was really great. And actually, I was listening to you and I was thinking, I think we don't really need to ask any questions because it was said everything, because that's the essence of every processes we have right now. And that's where we need to go in order to change this vector, change this consumer vector towards the creative one, towards where we will live a different life, not what we're living right now. Yes.
And also, yes, Kanu, go ahead.
Go ahead, Olga.
Yes, I would like to ask our technical support to show us a little cartoon from one of the conferences that actually shows us very well in very easy way what really money is. And let's watch it all together.
Aliens came to Earth. At first, they flew around it, saw everything, and then decided to talk to the people on Earth. They asked, "Why do you have so much garbage and garbage cans?" "Well, this is because we don't have enough money to build waste processing plants." "But why do you have so many hungry and homeless people?" "Well, this is because we don't have enough money to feed them and build houses for them." "But why are you constantly at war with each other?" "This is because we don't have enough money and we're trying to take it away from others." The aliens scratched their heads and said, "We fly around galaxies, have explored many worlds and planets, but have never met such a rare and, as it turns out, such a very necessary resource as money. Could you show us what it looks like and show where you get it in space? Then we will try to get it, bring you more of this money, and help you establish harmony on your planet." "We don't fly anywhere to get money," the Earthlings answer. "We print it ourselves." "Yourselves?" said the aliens. "Yes." After this answer, Earthlings were deleted from the list of intelligent beings.
Thank you so much. So let's not be the way we just seen in this cartoon. Let's, if we want, like in an example of the cartoon, if you want garbage to be picked up, let's just pick it up and not to look someone to give the order to pick it up, and so on in all the spheres of life. Would someone like to comment more on the cartoon or more on our topic today?
Yeah,
maybe Shalom is with us.
Yes, JJ, continue.
I'm very radical in my analysis. When I mean radical, I don't sweet talk. I say things the way it is. And that's who I am. So don't mistake my tone. Money is a scam. The government is a scam. We don't need all these priorities and audacities and authorities to live. This world has already been placed. God has made decisions and commandments to guide human in the ways to live. And that's why I like religion somehow, because it has given you the pathways to live. What we need to eradicate in this world right now is money. But it seems impossible because the consumer society believes in it so much. So money has become their God. without money, nobody can render you any service. So it's like our war, whether it's physical, whether it's spiritual, whether it's mentally, whether it's verbal war, it's not ending anytime soon. Because when the people can psychologically, consciously understand that money is the root of all the problems we are facing today. Just can you imagine, the cartoon was very explicit, very straightforward. So you guys wait for somebody to print money and give to you before you leave? No, it's funny.
Yes.
So we need to find better ways to resolve with the government. We need to find out who are these people that created this government, because it's the same 1% that make sure, because they know that the people are going to wake up someday to realize their brainwashed, their deceit societies. So they place the government to restrain the people. They created the armies.
Yes, thank you so much. I think your video froze. Yes, I agree. And for years, we have tried one vector of consumer system after another consumer system and blamed our problems on leaders of our society. It's time to unite and take the responsibility on ourselves. And we have no doubt right now that every person desires to live in a better world, in safe and more comfortable conditions. And everyone wants to be assured of tomorrow, to protect their children, to provide for their existence. And our experience and situation show no amount of changing one consumer system with another can guarantee us our dreamed happy society. And only the alternative humane creative model can satisfy the inner needs of every person during these difficult times, simultaneously providing a real solution for our survival. The creative society will be guided first and foremost by the value of every person's life in society, with a guarantee of his safety and freedom. And the 8 foundations is a pillar on which all of us can unite to achieve a common goal. As the very first foundation declares, human life is a main value. So let us see all the 8 foundations right now on the screen and remind everyone again, what are those foundations which JJ mentioned many times and we all mentioned in our speeches. And here they are, and I'd like to ask technical support to show us how they were formed, the 8 foundations of creative society, how they all were formed.
The biggest social polling in our entire history of civilization has been conducted during the last 10 years by people around the world. 180 countries, millions of people of different social statuses, denominations, nationalities, talk about the society in which they want to live in. And this is a creative society. Based on the answers of the people from around the world, 8 foundations of creative society were established. A society where all people can live in happiness, peace, and prosperity. This is that very society that our prophets bequeathed to us All prophets talked about the value of life, freedom, honesty, common human values, equality before God, mutual respect, and unification of people, about love for each other. They talked about the common truth and about the world which we can create. The prophets said, there will be a time when we're able to build a creative society. We are honored to live in the time which the prophets talked about, when everyone is chosen.
Thank you so much. I really think that everyone who lives on the planet Earth right now is responsible and can change the world he or she lives in. And to understand this responsibility and to be aware of it is very important right now. And as we all understand it, we should pass on the information. We should pass on our inspiration about let's change our format of our society to creative one, because this is the only way we should go ahead and live our lives. And this is the only society I would want my children to live in, and every child to live in. Kana, would you like to ask our guests any questions for today?
Yes, thank you, Olga. I would like to ask Kenneth. My question goes to you. We have just discussed the problems of Africa, and I know you are familiar with the 8 foundations. You read the articles of the 8 foundations. If I should ask it this way, which of the foundations resonates in you? Which of those foundations do you think that if we pay attention to it, we could be able to solve Africa's problems of poverty and hunger?
Thank you very much, Kanu, and thank you, everyone. Yeah, it's been a great roundtable. Naturally, I would say, we would have to start from the first. I know there are 8 foundations, from the first to the 8th. That is the human life. That's number 1. Human freedom, number 2. Human safety, number 3. Number 4, transparency and openness of information for all. Number 5, the creative ideology. Number 6, development of personality. Number 7, justice and equality. And number 8, self-governing society. But then I believe there's a reason why number 1 started with human life. And I recently read an article, a beautiful article on the platform of Allatra, Canada, that addressed this very issue of poverty and famine in some parts of the world, including Africa. Brilliant, lovely submission. And I love so much how from the first point, we're addressing the 8 foundations in the article. When it started with human life, it was stressed that human is the focus. Human is the focus. And if we come to understand how valuable a human life is, how priceless it is, when we come to appreciate when all of humanity, and today, talking from the African perspective, when all of Africans come to look into each other's eyes and value each other's life as much as we value our own, when we deeply get to understand how valuable a human life is, then learning to love and sincerely, mutually respecting each other, it's going to be the simplest thing for everybody. And that is why I believe so much that our dearest Igor Mikhailovich Danilov keeps on stressing that we must first and foremost learn how to love and respect each other. It is only in this that we get to appreciate the value of human life. It is only in this that we get to really embrace how priceless human life is and do everything in our power, everything in our bid to not only value our own lives, but value a stranger's life, whoever it may be, not of our own kin, not of our own relatives, our own family members, or in our own household, but then every single soul in the street, wherever, whoever it may be. When we really begin to appreciate, and then when we learn how to value and appreciate our own lives, understand how valuable and how priceless life is, starting from ourselves, and for the reason for which it has been given to us, even in the first place, it becomes easier to respect and love each other. It becomes easier to appreciate and value the lives of others as well. It becomes easier to do anything, to do everything positive, every good deed one can do to value and cherish another person's life. And so for me, I start with a human life, and it builds on from there. Valuing human life, cherishing human life, preaching it, sharing it, encouraging others to appreciate and value their own lives and value each other's own as well is one thing that I believe is so key, and it should be promoted. Humaneness, every value, every core value, attribute, trait that will promote, that would encourage humanity or encourage people to value life is what I will encourage should be preached and should be shared so much as possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kenneth. Thank you for that wonderful submission. I would just like to go to J.J. Robinson. While he was making his submission earlier, he did hint at creative ideology. Maybe JJ would want to make it a little bit more comprehensive, a bit more clear for us, for our viewers. What is this creative ideology? And then in the modern world, when we are talking about building a creative society, not just in Africa, but also with other members of the human family in the world. Could JJ please share with us how this creative ideology resonates in him, and how this could help us to achieve that society where we cooperate, we collaborate in scientific, industrial and technological advancement, as well as how this could help us achieve that world peace, safe environment for everyone, and then improve human relations. JJ, I give the floor to you.
I'm not sure if we have JJ right now. Oh, okay. JJ, are you with us? Please turn on your microphone.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so my video keeps going off and on.
Yeah. Yeah, did you get our question?
I
Or
get
should
the
we repeat
question,
it?
No, I got your question. I said my video.
Yes, Sarah, you have the floor, JJ.
Yeah, I think.
Yes, that's the problem of internet, especially in this part of the world.
Yeah,
we hope it will improve someday.
Yeah, it will improve. I think you are asking me about my creative ideology of how we can expand the creative ideology. Is that?
Sure. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, JJ.
Yeah. When I speak, of course, we all have a different perspective about life. And when I speak from the natural aspect of life. I speak from the truthful aspect of life because I derive my knowledge from the spiritual, ancestral African heritage. That's where we represent. So that doesn't mean that we don't understand the Christians, the other tribes of religion. No, actually, spiritualism created our religion. Because that is what the prophets actually spoke about. These prophets, or our prophets, our ancestors, they didn't talk about religion. What they were interested with was the principles of life, how we can address human beings, because they were all creative in everything they do, with human respect, dignity, self-expression, removing every aggressive aspect of us, implanting humans to live their life, self-expression, not to direct them on how to live. No, every human knows how to live. This is why it has already been embedded in us. The good, the bad, the ugly. We know how to live. We don't need much direction or more direction from any principle or government or whatever you call it to direct human. Humans have the natural creativity of how they want to live. So that creative ideology must be allowed to be expanded. They must be allowed to everybody to dream the dream. It must be allowed because that is what will expand our relationship with other human beings. If we can allow everybody to dream their dream, we will get to the stage of having our creative society implemented because that is the essence of it. For everybody to be able to expand their wisdom and horizon. So that must be enforced, whether diplomatically, whether emotionally. However, human expression must not be restrained. Human expression must not be subdued. Human expression must be allowed to be expressed. However, if you don't like it, you leave it. Leave everybody to live their life. Let everybody dream the dream. Let everybody speak out. Let everybody be able to voice their opinion. That's the main creative ideology we should have, which kind of the creative society has implemented. You know, when you look at the details and the foundations of creative society from 1 to 8, you will understand that this is what every human being wants. Nobody wants to be silenced. Nobody wants to be told. Actually, nobody wants to be told what. Everybody knows what they want to do, and if we can allow every differences to sell through, respect everybody's opinion, provide everybody's amenities, allow everybody to be friends with everybody. Actually, it strengthens the friendship of the world. Right now, we're all everywhere coming from different religions and different backgrounds and different countries, and we're expressing our views about how we want things to be done. Everybody wants this. So the freedom must not be silenced. The expression must not be silenced. the propagandas of how things should be done should be taken off, because that is the consumer aspect of way of thinking. The creative society must be implemented. So it is very, very paramount that we allow self-ideology, self-sustainability to be expressed. In that way, we can be able to mount to the destination, arrive to destination that we are heading to. Thank you.
Thank you very
So,
much. Yes, Olga.
Go ahead, Evelina.
Yes, I just wanted to say thank you for Kenneth's speech and J.J. Robinson's speech. And again, we come back to the importance of human life, that life of every human should be protected as one's own. And I really like how Islam talks about it, that the worst sin is to kill somebody, to kill a human, because every human is a potential saver of the whole humanity. So they cherish the life of like Islam, and of course every religion, but not everyone understands that every human should be protected because it's the potential savior of the whole humanity. That's how Islam looks at the life of the human. That is really, really valuable. And of course, the first foundation of creative society, human life, speaks a lot about it. And now we understood that we all appreciate 8 foundations of creative society, that we all want to be, all of us want to, these 8 foundations of creative society to be implemented in the countries of our world. And I would like to remind how to join the project, Creative Society Project. And I would like to ask our technical support to show the picture. There's a website, Allatraunites.com, and you can see at the very top the red button, join us. Once you click on this button, of course it's in English, but you can choose any language you speak. And once you click that button, you can see 3 options, and you can read the options. I will not read them right now because it will take some time, and we're already talking a lot in this broadcast. So there are 3 options for your choice. You can choose whatever you want. Why we need that? It's not for you guys, it's not for us to collect the information from you guys. It's just for us to know how many of us support this idea to move forward, because there are stages of building a creative society. And there are 3 stages about this. You can read in the article, which is called The Stages of Building the Creative Society. It can be found also on Allatraunites.com website. And right now we are at the informational stage, which means we need to inform ideally the whole population of our world, because every human is the constituent of the whole society. The whole society cannot be, does not exist without a single human. So every human should know about that we have such opportunity to build a creative society, to leave a better world to our children. And for that purpose, we are informing people right now. And in order to move from one stage to another stage, we need to know how many of us support creative society. So this is why we need this platform where you can join this project. And we know that you are with us, with the whole humanity. Yes, so dear viewers, you can also be a part of our program to speak on any of the foundations and on the Creative Society. All you need to do is to send us an email, info@allatraunites.com. You can also read a lot more about the 8 foundations and the stages of building the Creative Society at the same website, www.allatraunites.com. You're really welcome to do this, our friends and dear viewers. You will find much more on this website.
Thank you so much, Evelina, for such a detailed explanation how to join Creative Society and be part of something great, really great. And at the end of our broadcast, I would like to invite everyone to the upcoming conference that will happen very, very soon on May 22nd. It will be a unique conference, large scale, and it will take place, as I said, on May 22nd. And the name of it will be Life After Death, Fiction and Facts. And many of us mentioned today how important is human life. And I truly believe that this conference will play a huge role in our even deeper understanding of how valuable our life is. And once we understand deeply what is it, what our life is, and why are we living at this time on this planet, we will it will help us value other people, everyone's life. And the purpose of this conference is to answer questions of what happens to a person after death of a body from the scientific point of view, based on available facts, and what the prophets said about it, and how it was distorted afterwards. What is reincarnation, hell, and heaven really are? And this is will be very, very interesting. And don't hesitate, join, share the information, because we will meet historians, scientists, physicians, and representatives of different religions and eyewitnesses at this conference that search together for the answer to these questions. I welcome everyone again to watch together this conference, to join us online on May 22nd and find out the truth. And let's watch a little short trailer about this conference.
There is a question that every person asks themselves. We address science and religion to find the answer to it. Already, for 6,000 years, we have been trying to find out. Is there life after death? For the first time in history, scientists, physicians, clergymen, and eyewitnesses will seek the answer all together. Does reincarnation exist? Fear of death, what is its nature? How do we, alive people, know what death is? Who benefits from hiding facts about a person's after-death fate? Human consciousness is outside the body. The prophets knew the truth about the afterlife fate of humans. What does science say? Is the state of heaven and hell explained by physics? What are we here for? Answers to the most important questions for every person. May 22nd, 2021, International Online Conference. Life After Death, Fiction and facts.
Thank you so much for joining us in our efforts to build a creative society. Thank you, everyone, for very honest answers.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I just want to say thank you so much to our guests today. I really liked what you've shared with us today. It was really, really nice and warming and bringing hope that we will be able to achieve our goal.
We are looking forward to the creative society in Africa, and I hope that we will take this message forward by sharing it to our friends. The more people get to know about the creative society idea, the faster we can establish it, not just in Africa, but all over the world. Thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you so much. And before we go, let us listen to this symbolic and iconic song, We Are More Than 99%. This song was played on March 20th, 2021 during the conference Creative Society, What the Prophets Dreamed of. The song played all over the world and is considered as the anthem of humanity, especially because people of various professions, age, places of residence, social status, and religious participated in its creation. Enjoy while you remember that 99% of world's population wants to live in a creative society. Thank you, everyone.
Words and truth. We are more than 99%, all united in one God, in one love. Our prophet's dreams come true. We are the 99%, but we are often being fooled. But those who are only 1%, whose tolerance and freedom simple rights, our right to die for their gain, and right to listen to their lies. 1% of them, 99 of us, stop to their game. No more beating us with lies, no more drinking our blood, no more slaying our lives. We are more than 99%. We are people. Words and truth. We are more than 99%, all united in one God, in one love. Our prophet's dreams come true. We see well what's going on. We are sighted and awake. Now we know what is the truth, and we know what's fake.
We are more than 99%.
Нас больше 99%. All prophets dreamed of peace and love in pure, united, happy world. We friendship and respect among all humans. It is what they told. We want to build a better world where all of us are fully safe. Every day, in unity we stand, all humanity truth.